A mini storeroom. We put our packaging materials and our unfinished packaged goods. Some of them we are packaged, but we've not completely finished the packaging, and some too we had not packaged, and we have the empty containers we use in putting the products inside. Like these are all empty bottles, and these ones too are empty bottles. These are empty bottles. So this is what happens inside this mini storeroom. 3. The entrepreneurship journey. The entrepreneurship journey in Ghana is just about like the partners we have around and the market. Some people, when we produce things locally in Ghana, they are not really like valuing what we have in Ghana. They don't value the made in Ghana products. But I tell you, what we do in Ghana here, we don't like here. In particular, we have chemical free. We don't add any chemicals to our products. We do it naturally. Sometimes the people go and use the chemical products. When they have problems, they come back for us to now treat them. So that is our main challenge, like how the customers will just come boldly to say that let me use the products. So it's not my product alone. Like when they talk about entrepreneurship in Ghana, they don't support us. The support is very small. You go, if it is like loan you want, the interest is very high. Like these government loans that came, those who had the fat money, they were the politicians, brothers and sisters. So if you are not a politician, you will not get. And some of us, we don't attach ourselves to politics. And the other thing is that, like currently, what is really bothering us is the machinery. Sometimes you need a machine that will facilitate your work. You will not get it. You will see it online. Sometimes you order it, some people will either steal your money. You will even know like who you are buying the things from. You only see the things online. When you trace and you are even chatting them, they will not reply you anymore. And they will, first of all, they want to collect the money. And if you make a mistake, they will just take your money away. So the machinery, and they are very expensive. Like I need a soap plant for the production, and when I checked, the price is very, very expensive. Okay. Currently, we have about 8 products that are fully registered with Registrar General Department, and they are all moving in the market. Like locally, it's moving small. But we have some that is basically like the international market is high. We do African black soup for export, Moringa soup for export, shea butter soup for export, and that one at least it gives us money. The percentage we sell our things outside the country is even more than the percentage we sell in Ghana. In Ghana it will be like 20%. Ghana it will be like 20%. It's 20%, and like international market is 80%. So I'm pleading with Ghanaians to really come to use our products, because those people that are buying our things outside the country, they will not agree to buy with my brand. We produce for them and they brand it themselves. We did some production recently on black soup. These people, like the money issue, they came in to even buy the machine for us. And when they bought the machine, they branded the machine in their company name. They brought us cartons in their company name, and all the packaging materials, they ship it from China with their company name. So when they brought it, we only produce. No one will even know that we have done the production, but we are really doing the main work. And some people are somewhere spending their money. We are aiming to reach there. The machinery, if I had bought my own machine and they come and I tell them that no, I will not sell for them, they should buy what I have, they will buy, but I don't have. So they come to dictate for us. And when you go for funds, you can't pay the interest rates.
I'm not proud of 5 minutes. Let's go back.
One, I'm very proud that I'm an entrepreneur because I'm making a lot of ends meet from what I do. The money I make from the business is good. It's something that I can boast on. Looking at myself with the business from how I started to this stage. Now, the experience I gathered, I started my business in 2012. I'm now 9 years, 8-9 years down. And now I mentor other people to start something small on their own. Like the mistakes I faced those years, I'm now using it as my experience to impact in other people's lives. And that one alone is more than proud of myself. That I'm an entrepreneur. Apart from the money I make, I don't depend on people for like my family members for anything. Sometimes I have to even support some of them to pay their school fees. And if I was doing the same work they are also doing, I will not be able to do that for them. So I'm really proud of myself. Comes to the revenue for a year or for a month. Sometimes we can make life, it is within a year. The work is periodical. There are times the market is good, sometimes too, depending on the raw materials, like the shea butter like this, it comes seasonal. And when the price is high, at least it's reduce our production, like our revenue small. So we can boast about like in a year or in a month, we can make like 10,000 sales.
In a month?
Yes, please.
And so I'm talking about the profit you make in a month?
It's not a fixed amount we make in a month. Sometimes we plow back, like we carry forward some of the production we made and the expenditure we made for maybe the last month. So sometimes the profit for a month you cannot. It's at the end of the year that we are able to tell what profit we have basically made. But if we want to say this month is maybe 5,000 or 2,000, it's not consistent.
But averagely,
we can talk about maybe 4,000, 5,000 after all expenditure.
After you have made all the deductions?
Yes, after paying your workers, your raw materials. This is our business that there's money, especially the shea butter. Because we do the production ourselves and we use it for the value addition product. So it's cheap to work with it. And not me, I do my studies, like those raw materials that are not common here. Like me, I don't use cocoa butter for production because cocoa butter is found in the south. And if I'm using it, there are times I may not get it. I don't have control over the raw material. So I use raw materials that have control, like moringa we farm. Neem, we have the neem around us. Baobab too, we have it around us. So I particularly select the raw materials that are good for like the skin care, and I go for them. So our raw materials are not really expensive to produce.
So let's look at
Moringa soup. Like if I get it, I'll show you. It's a cake soup.
Yeah.
We have the Moringa soup. Actually, that one in my ointment, I started this particular soup. It really sells a lot in the market. It treats skin diseases, and it also like people that like sweat too much. It has some properties that dries the sweat, and it cleans the skin very well. It's really marketable. So this product, especially this Moringa soup, is very good for the skin. So among all my products, this is the product that is really moving. Like people patronize it like all the time. All the time we do production on that one, on this Moringa soup. But the other products is just like we produce it, but it's not in large quantities like the Moringa soup. And we have our shea honey soup. The shea honey soup too is very good for like those who have the dry skin. The dry skin people, they suffer, especially some of the fair people, they suffer a lot of burns because their skin is always like they don't get moisture on their skin. So the shea honey soap too is good for that. And we have a hair butter. The hair butter is like it treats dandruff, and it also strengthens the hair. Those who have the light hair and those who their hair is not growing, it gives way for hair to grow because of the shea butter and the neem we add into the hair butter. Hair oil. There are some people when you meet them, they are carrying hair with plenty oil, heavy oils in the hair. And putting hair oil on your hair is like, we have it seasonal. There are seasons that you don't need to put too much hair, oil in your hair. And some of the oils they are too heavy, but this oil is very light for hair, so it's good for all hair types. So we have the Moringa Shower Gel. We have one of our products here, it's called cleanser.
No, that's oil mixture.
It's called cleanser. This one is the cleanser. That one, like when you at the end of the day you use it in cleaning your face, your armpits. It's made from alcohol and carrots. So at least at the one way or the other, it tones the skin, and it also removes the dirt and kill the bacteria on your private parts. Me, I use it around my armpit, like my breast, around here, because that one sometimes you cannot wash it very well. And I use it on my face too before I go to sleep. And we have the almighty raw shea butter. This is one of the main ingredients we use in our production. We also have customers who are buying the raw butter. Some buy to cook it, some also buy it to add to other oils to make their own products. So we provide that services too.
So that's it.
The Moringa Production started like I was in school, and Comfort came out with a project that they want young ladies to help them start their own businesses, because they could see that in the long run some of us will graduate without jobs. So I applied with a business idea using Moringa to make other products. But by that time I didn't really know how to make soap, cream, nothing, using Moringa. So it was a business competition. It was sponsored by MasterCard Foundation, USAID. So we went through a lot of procedures. They took us through business plan and marketing. So when we went to the marketing, we did our research. That's why I got to know that Moringa can be used for soap and other things. So I won that competition. And I was lucky that I was one of the people they train us in coming out with our own product. I was lucky for me, they took me to India with my other colleagues. We were 4. And we went there and we were able to learn things on our own. So when we came, at least we started producing something on our own. I had other ideas like making a dawa granite paste and all that, but the Moringa like this, it's like our home food. When we were growing up, like our grandmother used to send us around to harvest the Moringa leaf for us to cook the seed. She would just bring the oil out of the seed, and when you have a wound, she will give it to you and you use it and apply. And people used to come to the house to ask her for the oil, and she used to give to them. So when they spoke about that, I just looked at it. I said, what can I make out of that Moringa? And I think it can make a lot of things because it's a medicinal plant. So I went on the internet searching. So I realized that Moringa is really a plant that serves a lot of purposes. So that was how come I decided to use Moringa as my business idea.
So when you
they even made us to bring our parents to be sure of some of the things we were saying, because we were many and they couldn't sponsor all of us, though the competition was very tough. So they asked me, why am I interested in the moringa? And I told them the moringa is something that treats a lot of ailments, and we like this in the village, we have benefited from using moringa to treat a lot of ailments.
Are you done?
Yes. After the training, when I came, my sponsor, they didn't really give me money like this and say I should start a business. But when I went for the training, we were giving some money to keep ourselves. So I saved some money and I used that one in starting. When I started making the soup, I could make like 100 pieces in a day. Like within a week, it will be okay and we will sell it. It was just on a small scale. I was making the soup in my veranda. We were having a single room where I was living there with my elder sister. So I used to patch part of it to make the soup.
So
for those days that I started till now, I used to produce in a veranda and I moved to 2 rooms rent where I was producing, and I was able to scale up, like get some space around there, just a rough work, because I couldn't get enough space to build. So on the roadside I extended the 2 rooms veranda, and when you calculate, it was around like 4 room space, and I had a container attached to it. But at like 2-3 years time, that space was too small for me. By that time we had already bought here, so we started building this place. So we came here, we're using like a 4 room space with hall and kitchen for the production. From there we built this space for the production. So I can say that those days and now, what I've achieved is that I'm able to come out with products that are accepted in the market, and I have partners who are buying my things, like both local like and international. And I'm been able to do some things by myself, like in my home like this where I came from. No one in my family, no one has ever owned a car before, but me, I can also drive from the business I do. So I think I've achieved a lot, and I've trained like over 600 people within last year when the COVID came, within last year and now. And as I told you earlier, I'm mentoring people to start their own business. The fact that I'm not making the money alone, and I'm also sharing, I have my experience to grow other people, I think it's a great achievement I've gotten. I have some partners in the African countries, and I have US markets, and I have some in Nigeria, Zambia, I have UK, I have some in the Arab country where the black soup went. So like if the market is good for them, is the cover that has slowed certain things, like the US like this. One of the customers is complaining that she brought the things, she can't even take it to the market, the shop, because the shops were all closed. So that one was really a challenge to us. Our production went down. I have one, it's 4 years I started working with her, and every year she increased the orders. The US, she's a lady, every year she increased her orders. So sometimes for them, what I like about them is that they don't have time with packaging. When we produce the soup, we just wrap it in a cellophane wrapper, and she will take it there and they'll go and put it in the shop, and people are picking. And they've not given us like any negative feedbacks. What she said is that people like the soup, and because of that, that's why she continued buying from us. She said if the people were not buying from her, like the cover that went down. Since this year, she had not ordered soup. She ordered some last year. but this late last year. But this year she had not ordered because the market was very bad for her. He started with was it 1 ton that he bought. So the next one he bought 2 tons. The next one he bought like 5 tons. But that was just within last year, before the COVID came. So he made order for 3 times. So but he's preparing for another one. He said the shops are open and his customers are asking him to bring some products. So he's gathering some of the money to order for another one. Sometimes it can be frustrating because like the packaging we get, if you want to ship packaging, you order the things, it will take you like 2-3 months, you won't get them. And that one, sometimes I always feel like, let me just leave the kind of packaging I'm using and go and pick another one. And when you take those ones to like the standard is not there. So the packaging is an issue for us, and the machinery. Sometimes you have the recipe, but how the soap, the finishing of the soap, at the end of the day, the soap is looking nice, like the quality is there, the recipe, it has passed through the standards and the FDA the test, like the standards. But how to look nice, that's where we have the problem with the machines. The machines that we will use to polish the soap, so that the finishing will look attractive. Because if we are doing small production there, we used to manage those things. But in large productions like this, it's just a challenge to us. And that one really gives headache a lot. Sometimes you sit and go to the internet and search for machines. People, some of the machines will bring it and it can't even do the work. I bought some soap machine in Accra from one guy. We brought it. The expenditure I made on that machine is even more than the amount we bought it. At the end of the day, we have to return the machine still till to date. He has not been able to work on it. So we just lost money like that. Yes, what I wanted to do in the business is I wanted to get this product in the markets and scale up the business, make sure that we are not selling only local and sell international. So I'm one way or the other on the pipeline moving, one way or the other I'm on the pipeline moving some of my plans to actions. The action is like on the pipeline working. But what if there's another thing that I want to own a very standard production factory, like all the machines. I just want it to be standard and formal. It shouldn't be like cut and paste things that we are doing, like you produce here, carry it, go to this place, tell like this and that. I want in future I should have a plant, a machine that we can start the mixing of the soap and get the finishing and do the packaging. Those days I said I wanted to be a businesswoman. That was what I was aiming at. I didn't even know it was an entrepreneurship journey, but I said I wanted to be a businesswoman. So because of that, from secondary, when I got to the secondary school, I did accounting and came to Poly to study accounting. And I wanted just business courses, so that at least I can equip myself to enter into the business world.
But you didn't know specifically what you wanted to do?
I just wanted to do business, but as to what business before, like I didn't know. I was not having that idea until I discovered that the moringa can go a long way to make something out of it. So, and I had wanted, like, the moringa is not just only the cosmetics. I'm thinking in future I'll make moringa foods, like moringa bread. I'll make drinks out of moringa, like juice, because most people take alcohol in the name of moringa that is inside the alcohol, and the alcohol is very harmful to our health. I've done that for some people they will tell me that I should do moringa bitters. And when you look at it, it's alcoholic, the production. So, and the main issue of them is to consume the moringa. So I'm looking at it in the future. I will come out with a moringa drink that at least it can serve that purpose of these bitters. Some people, they will say, go and take this one, is good, there's moringa in there. If there's a non-alcoholic moringa juice or wine or something, the person will go for that one. But we have grapes, wine, like those ones, no alcohol inside, and people are taking. So we can also use moringa to come out with something. So it's one of my future plans. With the moringa soap, if we want to produce normal, we can produce like 3,000 pieces a day. We have a production setup, and we make in one. It's 110 in one, and we make 10 of them per go. So within a day, we make 3 of that set.
And the other ones? The
other ones, there's some, because of especially the creams like that, you have to start from somewhere. So that one is not just one day journey, but the soaps, we can make it like one day and finish the production and cut it the next day and cure it for 2 weeks. So you don't have to just produce and start using it. We always leave it to cure for like 2 weeks before we can put it in the market. Is that I have something all the time I want to give to the public. Like the graduates we have, they think that only the white collar jobs that is something that can make them get what they want. But look, if you venture into business and you are focused, do your research, get to know what you are doing, get the right people to mentor you in the field that you are going to, and you make it. Some of them some of the graduates, they are having great ideas, but they are sitting down looking for money. We don't use money to loan to start business, or you get money before you start a business. You have to start it small. When you get the money, at least it will grow the business for you, like you cannot expand. But some of us are sitting down waiting for someone to hold your hand and give you money. Actually, when I was trained, my sponsors, they didn't put money in my hand like this and say that, Esther, collect 100 Ghana cedis and go and buy moringa or buy boxes and come and make soup. They never gave me money. The only thing they gave me was training. And when I came out to rent my 2 stores, I approached them and they paid 2 years rent for me, because they know that like I was trying to at least launch the business. But they cannot just put money into your hand and say that collect the money and start business. That's what our youth are looking for. And some of the business ideas they go to pick, it doesn't really solve a problem. And some of them, they don't have much knowledge about those businesses. They'll just see someone doing a business and it is booming. That person too will run and go and tap the idea and start. But at least you have to do your analysis. You have to plan. You have to have a reason behind why you are taking that idea as your business idea. You don't just take it because there's money inside. Yes, I'm doing even free mentoring for people. I do free training on, like, I've grown to know how to develop some products that I don't even want to put it in the market. Like, you see Sobolobo. People put Sobolobo in bottles. And I've Sobolobo and Zoomquam. And I've used. Some people, they will make it today, the next day it will not finish and it will spoil. I'm able to come out with something like Sobolobo mix. You mix all the spices and turn it into powder and just put it down. You know your market today, you cut small, you fry the powder small and mix and do whatever and go and bottle and go and sell. And the powder is still there for you. The next day you come and fetch. You don't have to stock your fridge. The next day is there to ferment. And the Sobolo the Zoomcomb, like the millet drink, I'm doing some for the house and I use it for breakfast. Then I use it as a snack, like the flour for a snack. So So I try to come out with some ideas to give to some people who are starting. Some people will have the idea, but they don't know how to do it. I help them to research and add certain things to it. So I'm ready to support any graduate who wants to start a business. If it is training and I have the idea, I will train you. If I'm not having, I have other people I can link you to. Some people who has the knowledge on what you want, so that they will train. Even there are some like comfort like this. We have this YAL project ongoing, and it's a business startup project, and that one is basically for young ladies from the ages of 18 to 35. I'm being able to put those who wanted to do businesses but they are not having money to start. Some they have the ideas but they are not having the money to start. I'm a mentor on that program for the Sanarugu district. So that opportunity that came, those I know and they want to start their own businesses and they are serious, they are always following me, I made them to apply. The first and second cohorts, the comfort people picked for that project. Some people finished like seamstress. They are masters. They are not having a place to sit. They are not even having money to get a machine. They bought industrial machines for them. If you're a hairdresser, they will buy you a dryer and some few things for you, if you can start it in your house. So there are opportunities still there for some of the young ones. So if you want to start your own business and you have an idea, don't just put it under your bed. At least bring it out and you get people to support you to start. Yes, please. I have two things in mind. I wanted to do business law and business management. So that's what I'm thinking to when I want to further my education. These are the two programs I want to do.